build a little bit. I have a microphone that I might be falling, but I hope you can hear me. A little bit about Rythmia today. I'm going to be super quick about this because I want to get into what I'd like to talk about today. Another beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day in Guanacaste. Not a cloud here. Not a cloud here. Yeah, we have a nice group in this week. With a big group last week, kind of a real big group next week. And just talk about a couple things. So what is Rythmia? Rythmia is a life advancement center that believes in this simple and very ancient concept of soul splitting and soul remerging. And basically, that something happens to us between when we're conceived and about 6 years old that makes us split from our soul, but stay in our aura. And this person becomes who you are today. And this split is the source of all addictions, disease, and disorders. And how do we know this? Well, we've proven it. We've had a tick under 8,000 people. Next week, it will be 8,000 people who have come through here. And 94.88% of them, 948 out of 1,000, had this remerger. And then the most interesting part about that is about 97% 6 months later, 97.12, I think. But the most important thing is 92.21 say that this was the week that changed their life. Changed their life. And that's a really, 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 really strong statement. And why does that happen? We believe that once you're merged again, your life is different. How do we believe it? We believe it experientially. That we've all experienced it, and we show other people how to do it, which isn't really true. The medicine shows other people how to do it, and we just are here to hold space and to guide during that process. Hey, Jen Sedini, how you doing? I'm seeing some people that I know. And I just open this up. I don't know how to open that up, but here it is. Good. Claudia, how you doing? Good morning. Good morning, Karina. Good morning, Ishan. Good morning, Juliet. Hi, Basile. So now now that some people are here, I'm going to start talking about what I'm talking about. Every time that I talk about manifestation or creation, my emails go through the roof. When I talk about the merger, they tend to go down. So I'm going to talk about what you want to talk about. Last week, I said something that caught everybody's attention. I was talking about the nature of manifestation and how it relates to the plants and the plants, these divine, super intelligent plants that we live with. And I kind of said something that might not have been absolutely perfectly true. I don't know how it was said, but it related the plants to manifestation. Now, the plants are constantly manifesting. They are constantly manifesting, and perfectly so. What I'd say about a plant grows beautifully and naturally, but do not get in its way. What do I mean by this? So here's the upshot on this. And if we can learn from the plants, I'm going to go through this whole system of manifestation and relate it to a plant. If you ever see grass fight concrete, grass fight concrete, water fight rock, you'll know that grass is stronger than concrete and that water is more powerful than rock. Really interesting stuff. So let's stick with grass. So if you don't screw with grass, if you let grass grow, it looks like it grows quietly, peacefully, naturally, and forward. But if you put a piece of concrete over grass, what happens is that over a period of years, grass wins. Grass beats concrete. So is that done through violence or forcefulness or what? How does grass know? Well, grass is engineered. Its design is not in conflict with itself. There's no contra energy in grass. There's not a part of grass that's saying, maybe I won't grow. Maybe I won't be green. Maybe I won't look at the sun. Maybe I won't take on this energy and benefit from it. There's not a part of grass that's not saying that. In other words, there's zero grass in conflict with grass. The grass itself is not in conflict with itself. I can't say the same for us. Grass is fully in. Grass has made a full decision. And because of this full decision, it uses this system. And the system does not fail. So the system looks like a lot of little failures. What does the grass do? The grass comes up against the concrete, rubs a little, and dies. And the next piece of grass comes up against the concrete, rubs a little, and dies. The next piece of grass rubs a little, and dies. So through a system of what looks like failures, consistent failures, grass wins. And it wins as being of one mind, one intention, one path, one thing. And if we look at it this way and we say, okay, how can I apply that to my life? Some of us have one little failure and we're done. I went to music class and they told me that I don't have an aptitude for piano. That's it, I'm done with piano. I went and I started a hamburger place and I gave 20 hamburgers away and nobody liked them, I quit. This is it. So what do we have to do? We have to be more like grass. We have to be more like water. What does that mean? Consistency. Getting off on a little tiny victory. So in other words, what a little scratch against that concrete is a win. A little scratch, a little scratch, a little scratch, a little scratch. If we act this way, we absolutely can break down anything that's in front of us. We can break down anything that anybody's saying from us. A lot of us are propelled by the negative comments of others. So this person said this and I'm dying to show them that I was right. Well, that's showing of right. If you don't have the right aptitude, if you're not like grass, if you're not going to say, hey, with any luck, I'm going to show them that I'm right 8 years from now. Let's see who's right in the long run. More of something like that. So let's take a look. So the difference between us and grass. So if we are picked from merge place and we pick the thing, you hear people say, enjoy the ride. They say, oh, well, listen, people who understand manifestation say the most important part is the ride. But a lot of people who talk about this stuff don't understand you can't enjoy the ride if you dislike your car. If the car you're driving is not what you want, was not picked from the right place, you can't enjoy the ride. And if you can't enjoy the ride, you can never get to the destination. You can never, ever get to the destination if you don't enjoy the ride, because you'll quit. So what will happen is, because the grass only has one bullet, one target, and one gun, it's going to do one thing. It doesn't have these other choices. It just has success. That's it. You may have contra energy. You may have picked this thing from a place that's not merged, and you don't like the car you're driving, and yet you want to go over there. It's never, ever, 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 ever going to happen. Not going to happen. So what is the system? The system is simple. Merge first. Then pick from a merged place. You know what that means? That means I'm going to enjoy the car that I'm driving. When I'm enjoying the car that I'm driving, I can forget about the destination and I'm enjoying the trip. Now, if you do those things, all the difference, all of a sudden you're grass. You're enjoying whatever is going to happen on this thing, and you're not going to deviate no matter what. You're going to get to that place. You're going to stay on that highway with that car because you love it. Now, if you don't, you're going to quit somewhere between the start and the destination. You're going to, because you have to love the car in order to stay in the ride. Because things are going to happen on that trip. There's going to run out of gas. There's going to be some flat tires. Kids are going to be screaming in the back seat. All kinds of things can happen on that trip. And if you don't enjoy that ride, if you don't take that all in to account before you start, you're not going to get there. And then you know what you're going to say? You're going to blame it on the road. You're going to blame it on, well, actually, you're going to blame it on the road. Real simple. You're going to blame it on the road and say, that road sucked and I have to get there a different way. When in fact, it was the car. It was you. It was you not being in the merge place, right? So what is the system? The system is to merge here and to pick from the right menu. In other words, when you're merged, you're not going to pick from what the Smiths want next door, or from the gauge that the Joneses have over here, or from what your girlfriend from high school expected of you, or your mother, or your father, or your dog, or the mailman. You're not going to pick from there. You're not even going to pick from the aspect of yourself that has been broken. You're going to pick from the merged part. And when you pick from the merged part, you're picking that in conjunction with your soul. And when you pick it with and from your soul, you can withstand anything. And at that moment, the vibration of you changes. Let's take a look at what that looks like. When the salmon are swimming upriver, there are people, because the salmon, you can take a look at the angle of attack of the fish that are the fish that are swimming upstream to spawn, and you can tell which ones are going to make it. Well, humans are no different. And once the rest of the fish see a fish who's going to get to the finish line, what they do, and this is different than grass, is that they join in the swim with the fish. All of a sudden, you have the support of others. So this is, again, let's take a look at this. You pick from the merge part of yourself, which is your soul's thing. Then, because that is that's now your target, you enjoy your car. And vibrationally, you're sending out a signal to the masses. Beep, 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 beep. I'm going there. The train is leaving. Get on, get off, or get out of the way. Come with me. Be a part of this thing that's bigger than all of us. And all of a sudden, the support shows up, and then 3.5 years into a 7-year journey, you are in flow. You are in flow. Everything is assisting to your benefit. Everything is assisting to your benefit. Everybody is coming in to help. And they're coming in to help, and I have to tell you, this is the beautiful part about this. They come in to help without words. I need money. So hey, I heard you need some money. You don't ask anybody. I need an engineer. An engineer shows up. Hey, I feel like you need an engineer. Because the signal is in there. Now, if you do the same thing and try to fake it. So watch this. I picked from here, from myself. And that's for, let's say, the Joneses, the Smiths, my high school teacher, whoever I'm trying to measure up to. I picked from here, and I tried to fake my thing. I fake it, I trump up, I puff up, I ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, but I have doubt in my thing. The energy of my doubt will make contras show up in my path. Contras. And I mean lots of contras. This guy's going to try to get in my way. This one's going to get in my way. You know why? They smell vibrationally in the da-da-da-da-da-da that there is doubt. And when you remove that doubt, that's when flow occurs. Now, you can't remove the doubt by consciously trying to remove the doubt. I want you to catch that. You cannot remove the doubt by consciously trying to remove the doubt. The doubt was instilled because you picked from here. Interesting shit. Scientifically fucking weird shit. The doubt is there because you picked from here. The doubt goes away when you pick from here. The doubt goes away when you pick from here, because all of a sudden, my joy is derived not from there, but from here. I'm enjoying the crap out of this experience. even with all of its dirty, dark, can't pay bills, having problems, people, employees, ex-employees, future employees, tons of problems. But holy shit, is it fun? And is it satisfying? It fills me up because I'm filling up from a different place. I'm not trying to fill up from here. It's impossible to fill up from here. I'm filling up from here. And I'm filling up on, and the closer that I get, the more excited I become. The more excited I become, the more I vibrate at a higher frequency and draw in more support, new support, more support, new support. And the next thing you know, you're there. The next thing you know, you're there. You know why? Time flies when you're having fun. Time flies when you're having fun. And time slows down to car accident. You ever been in a car accident and everything slows down? Like you're actually watching the wheels turn and shit? Time slows down like that when you're not here. When you're experiencing all of this fear, lack, limitation, I'm not enoughness, all this stuff that's out here, it slows down to a crawl. And then that pain is exasperated and elongated and experienced. And it's all from something before. It's from the beginning. It's from here. And that's why it's so important, so incredibly, incredibly, incredibly important that you get to a place that does this to you so that you can start and pick from here. And a lot of people, here's what's crazy. A lot of people come here and they have this happen and they pick from they pick the same thing. So what do you mean they pick the same thing? They pick the same business. So in other words, a guy was a shoemaker, split. Comes here, gets remerged, and now repicks the same thing. Why is the result different? The result's different is because it was picked from a different place. I'm gonna let you in on a secret. It doesn't matter what you pick. It doesn't matter what you pick. It really doesn't matter what you pick. It matters where it's picked from. That is the whole difference. It doesn't matter what you pick. It matters where it was picked from. And when you pick it from here, the likelihood that some of its subcomponents of what you picked has to do with being a beneficial presence on the planet goes way up, way, way, way up. But shoemakers are a beneficial presence on the planet. And candlestick makers and pot pie makers and chefs. And dude, done right. Picked from the right place, it all works. Picked from the wrong place, nothing works. Nothing works. Nothing works. This COVID has been a very trying time for us because it tested how deeply, how centered was our pick. How centered was our pick? We're still on the other side of COVID, right? And that has not changed. You are absolutely where you should be. Not only has it not changed, but your vibration around it has stayed the same. Boom. People are going to pile on, assist, help you, get you to where you got to go. This is it. This is the great lesson of the great lesson. This is called Lessons from the Medicine. Is that what they're called? Lessons from the Messages from the Medicine. This is the truth. Be like grass. Single-minded, one thing, repetitive, consistent. See, if you do this, if you pick your target, so make up your mind quickly and change your mind very slowly. Hey, boom. When I say make up your mind, when your soul and your mind get together and decide something, don't change that. Stay with it and enjoy it and really, really, really enjoy it. If you do that, you absolutely get where you want to go. Do you get there on time? No. Nope. You don't. You're either early or late. Fact. You can't get there by Wednesday at 2 o'clock. It's not how it works. That's why the car is so important. If I enjoy the ride that I'm taking, it doesn't matter if I'm a day late or a day early. What happens is this. The reward once I get there is always somewhere between threefold and tenfold or 1,000-fold of what I expected. So it's going to take longer and it's going to yield much, much, much more. And this I can tell you as fact. This has been the fact of my life. This has been the fact that I've noticed. This is the truth of the truth, and it really is true. So if your mother's telling you you can't do it, she's wrong. If your doctor's telling you that you're not going to live, he's wrong. If your high school teacher said you're a failure, they're wrong. The only thing that matters is you. The only thing that matters is you and how much you can become like grass. And you can't become like grass if you're in conflict. So what does that mean? As soon as there's contra energy in the mix, as soon as one part of you wants something and another part of you wants something else, it's over. It really is over. Or if you're really a tough woman or you're really a tough man and you grind out success from this brokenness, the success you get will make you kill yourself because it won't be there. There will be no joy in it at all. So I'm going to tell you that 99.98% of you, if you're conflicted, are not going to get where you're going. But the 0.2% that does is going to hate it once they get there. So it's the wrong thing. We got to go back to here. We got to go back to here. We have to pick without conflict. And we can't pick without conflict until we're merged. This is the stuff that Rythmia is about. We're going to get you to here. Well, what if I come to Rythmia and the thing that I pick is not what I want now? So what? So what? I'm an investment banker, and after I got merged, I want to be a yoga instructor. I'm going to tell you what. If, and this is the truth, if you pick this yoga from a part of you, and you picked being an investment banker from a broken part, you picked being a yoga instructor from your merged part, you will make much more money as a yoga instructor than you ever would as an investment banker. Do you know why? The happy plumber owns 50 plumbing companies. It's the truth. This is just true, just fact. So what do we got to do? We got to examine ourselves and make sure that this happens. So get to a place where this can happen. Get to a place where this can happen and get there quick, because the one thing that you're going to notice as you age is that death is going to happen. And this existence, this beautiful, fucking gorgeous garden of a planet that we have the opportunity to be in and to be a part of, is only very temporary. So time is the greatest of all commodities. The greatest. Don't waste time. Have this happen. If you're stuck home and you can't get here, find somebody that does breath work and start working on this thing. I wish I had a resource that I could tell you that you go there and this is going to happen. I don't. The only one that I have is this one. But man, if you can't get here, I know what I would do. I would lock myself away and I would keep going until I figured out who I'd become. I would try to merge back with my soul in meditation or in hypnosis or somewhere and get on this program, because life is too short. It's much, 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 much too short. So that's what I want you to think about this week, because that is the truth. And anybody who's telling you anything different is trying to sell you something or trying to, and this is the truth, because these are laws of nature. They're trying to sell you something, or they have some thing that they're trying to sell you or make you feel a particular way or make you feel like you're defeated. And the fact is you're not. You are not. That there's such hope. And this actually is so easy. Do you know why it's easy? Because even while it's happening, it's enjoyable. That's the difference. So please come here. Please get on this program with us, please. And once this happens, you're an immediate student of truth. You're an immediate student of truth. You're fucking truth. And from truth, there's only one thing. Truth will get you to truth. Truth is love. Truth is abundance. Truth is enoughness. That's what truth is. There's abundance everywhere. I have to tell you what, I live in a place, crazy place, because mangoes that are coveted all over the world, there's so many falling off trees that the base of the root of the tree is like this. I mean, what is that called, this part of the tree? The trunk of the tree is like this, and the mangoes stack up and rot. There's so much abundance everywhere. The universe is abundant by its nature. It's giving and giving and giving and giving, and we've been trained how not to get it. The truth will untrain you. Nature will untrain you. Plant medicine will untrain you. And therein lies the gift. So until next week, God bless you, God keep you, God hold you, and we will see you at Rythmia soon.